morning students, and first my apologies, yesterday we could not conduct the class as there was a downpour in Kakinada. So, I just could not we could not conduct the class, we are sorry for that. Students, yesterday there was a downpour of about 14.5 centimeter rain in Kakinada in 2 hours. We had about 14.5 centimeter rain in Kakinada for 2 hours of time. Would you like to see how much that could amount to? Would you like to have some calculation on that part? So, if that is the water, then how that water can be drained off and how to receive that water from city, how much that water comes around. We can discuss, that is what we call as quantitative aptitude, that comes in mensuration, that comes in mensuration. 14.5 centimeter water, you see how much it is, 14.5 centimeter. 14.5 centimeter is something like this much. This is around 14.5 centimeter, every 1 centimeter is 2.5 inch. So, it is 14.5 centimeter means this is something like this. This much of water was almost was there in yesterday in just 2 hours of time, entire Kakinada. Kakinada area is something around 5 square kilometers. How much is the water? Where that water goes and how best we can make use of that water? It all comes under mensuration topic. I told you already, quantitative aptitude is a topic which we can practically use. We can put it in use. We can practically see how good we can use the topic. So, that is the reason why I told you this topic will be using in coming days in our day to day life. So far already we are using that, but in coming days we could see the best use of this topic. Okay, students. So, now we continue with that, and ratio proportion, as I told you already, ratio proportion is something about as I told you students, comparison of 2 or more elements is a ratio and comparison of 2 or more ratios is proportion. As far as proportion is concerned, this is something we do not use quite frequently in computations, therefore, you just forget about the topic. Comparison proportion is not very important. So, students, what I told you is, let me suppose that for example, A, B and C, there are 3 brothers, they have to share amounts something like this, this way. Let me suppose that A, B and C are supposed to share their amounts like that. If A gets 10 rupees, B 20 rupees and C 40 rupees, we conclude that the 3 people are getting the amounts in the ratio 1:2:4. So, if we can reduce the number to the smallest possible, we get the ratio. So, ratio of ABC is given 1:2:3. I think you understand that. For example, students, if my point is, if X and Y are getting amount something like this, if we give 10 rupees to X and we will be giving $10 to Y. So, do you think the ratio is 1:1? Obviously, no, because this is in rupees and that is in dollars. How can we simply say 1:1? Probably this is absolutely wrong. Probably we need to convert the same something like this. This is 10 rupees and this is something 10 into 70, because $1 is equal to 70 rupees. 10 is to 700, hence your answer must be 1:70. So, while making comparison, make sure they are in the same quantity, isn't it? 10 rupees and $10, is it simply 1:1? No, it is 1:70, which means if we give 70 rupees to America, they will be giving us $1. So, this is all economics. So, just because of that we cannot conclude that dollar is so strong, something like it may not be like, forget about. So, students, in comparison, what is important is they must be in same units, that is one important point. Yeah, okay. So, now we understand what is ratio, and we also come to know the ratio is all about comparison between two or more numbers. And before I proceed, let me see if you have any questions. If you students, so we start off with ratio proportion already we discuss. The ratio proportion is all about dividing the amount in the given ratio, but the problem is we may not be given the ratio straight away. We may be given some condition, basing on that we have to do. Students, a sum of 1800 rupees is divided, this already we discussed yesterday, I think we need not get back to the question. So, we move on to next question, question number 2, and question number 2, yeah, this one also we discuss, and I already told you why your answer is data inadequate. And question number 3, come on student, question number 3 is this question also we discussed previous class actually. Here is the question. 4,400 rupees is supposed to be divided into 3 parts. Let the 3 parts be A, B and C. Let the 3 parts be A, B, C. We need to see whether a ratio is given or condition is given. Let us see that. First, half of the first part, come on student, 1/3 of the second part, 1/3 of the second part, and 1/6 of the third part, they are all same. This is the condition we are given. So, whenever this kind of conditions are given, it is very easy to get the amount must be distributed in the ratio 2:3:6. I think you understand that the amount must be distributed in the ratio 2:3:6, and you are asked to find third part, therefore you can easily get it. So, that is how we get this answer, and of course, we discussed this question in the previous one. So, probably now it is the time that we can go ahead. The ratio proportion topic is so important, we will be using in many concepts. So, please make sure that the topic is very clear to you. So, question number 4 is similar to that. Now, question number 5, come on student, read the question and come to some conclusion before we go ahead. Just look at that. Question number 5, look at the question, just look at the question. Divide 581 rupees among A, B and C. Divide 581 rupees among A, B and C. Let us see what whether a condition is given or ratio is given. Yeah. We are given some condition. Let us see what condition you are given. Yes, students. Now we are moving to next one. So 581 rupees is divided among A, B and C. So, when an amount is supposed to be divided between the people, we should always know the condition in which, in what ratio the amount is supposed to be divided. Let us see the condition that is given to you. Here is the condition. What is the condition? 4 times A's share, 4 times A's share, 5 times B's share, and 7 times C's share are all same. This is what the condition given to you. This is something that it gives us a little confusion, because this kind of conditions are very difficult. Students, as I told you already, whenever an amount is supposed to be divided, obviously we need to know the condition, we need to know the ratio. Had the ratio been something like this, A by 4, B by 5 and is equal to C by 7, we would have divided the amount in the ratio 4:5:7. What do you think? Am I clear to you? If the ratio is something like A by 4, B by 5, C by 7, then what we discuss? The amounts may be distributed in the ratio 4:5:7. The problem is, the condition is not like this. The condition is not like this. Then what we do? What we do? Yeah. We have no other option, but we have to see that the condition should be converted according to our convenience. What is the condition, my dear students? 4 times A's share, 5 times B's share, 7 times C's share are all same. The condition is not convenient. We have to make it convenient. You get the point? Then what we do? Should I tell you one interesting point? I just tell you one thing. Students, 4 into 5, 20, 20 into 7, 140. We divide the entire equation by 140. We divide entire equation by 140. You can ask me why you are doing that. Let me tell you that. Let me tell you. Come on student. 4 cancels in 140 for about how many times, my dear students? 35 times. What do you think? And 5 cancels in 140 for about 28 times. 7 cancels in 140 for 20 times. Then the question becomes something like this: A by 35 is equal to B by 28 is equal to C by 20. By the way, amounts may be distributed in the ratio 35 is to 28 is to 20. We converted the same into convenient form. What do you think? Did you understand that? So, this condition we are conveniently converting into this. Now, the question is how much A is going to get? How much A is going to get? 35 parts out of how many, my dear students? Out of how many? So, 35, 28 and 83 into what is the amount? 581. So, 83 cancels for 7 times, your answer will be 245. Please note the question, my dear students. Just note down the question. I will explain this question again. Please note down the question. Yeah, please note down the question, my dear students. Probably you are unable to get the question for sure. I am very sure that you are unable to get it right. Now, we need to discuss this question again. First of all, you have to note down the question. Did you note it down? Now, let me tell you some interesting points before we move on to the next one. Point number 1, student number 1, please point number 1, first thing. For example, if the ratio is given 1:2, my dear students, very interesting point is, this 1:2 can be taken as a 2:4, no? And if we wish, we can also take the ratio 4:8. What do you think? What is my point is? What is my point is 2:4 can be taken as 1:2. 2:4 can be taken as 4:8. I mean to say that a ratio can be divided by a same number, or a ratio can be multiplied by a same number. Doesn't make any difference. If we do so, it doesn't make any difference. Which I want to say you that I want to convey one point to you. For example, my dear students, 7:14 can be taken as 1:2. What do you think? Because both mean the same. It is all about ratio. It is all about ratio. Ratio can be multiplied by a constant number. A ratio can be divided by a constant number without making the very meaning of the ratio. That is one important point you need to understand. So, probably question number 5 may be a little confusing for sure. I understand that. Now, we need to discuss this particular question. I give you one more example. Maybe this time you will be getting more confidence. Come on, student. Question number, look at that. Question number 6. What is the question? 3,900 rupees. 3,900 rupees has been divided into 3 parts, x, y and z. We can divide. Yeah, that is not a problem. What is the condition? In such a way that twice x share, thrice y share, 4 times z share, they are all same. 2x is equal to 3y is equal to 4z. Again, that is not a convenient condition, my dear students. To make the convenient condition, what we are going to do is, we will be dividing the entire equation by a constant number. Tell me what number we divide the ratio? We can divide the ratio We can divide the ratio by a constant number. Can you tell me what is the ratio? We need to see that the number is divisible by 2, 3 and 4, and hence let the number be 12. Let that particular number be 12. I think you understand. Tell me, x by 6, 2 cancels in 12 for 6 times, and y by 4, 3 cancels 12 in 4 times, and z by 3, z cancels 12 in 3 times. So, whenever this kind of condition is given, we can divide the amount in the ratio 6:4:3. Now, for your information, 3900 should be divided in the ratio 6:4:3. Now, the question, how much Z is going to get? 3 by, come on student, 13 into 3900. If you could understand, this cancels for 3 times, your answer is 900. I believe that you are comfortable by this time. Students, what do you think? Am I clear to you? Hopefully, yes. 24, okay students, you can also take 24, you can also take 24, that does not make any difference. If you want to take 24, 12, whatever the number you like, it makes no difference. Okay, if you want to take 24 also, at the end of the day, you will be getting the same ratio, 4:6:4:3 only. Want me to check again? Check it out, check it out. What you want to do? You want to divide by 24, because the condition is 2x is equal to 3y is equal to 4z. You want me to divide the entire equation by 24. Yeah, you can do it. You can do it. How much you are going to get? X by 12 is equal to y by 8 is equal to z by 6. 12 is to 8 is to 6. 6 is to 4 is to 3. Makes no difference. But what I am taking is the LCM of the given numbers. I am taking LCM of the given numbers. Come on student. Now, I think there is no confusion in this question. Now, we move on to question number 7. Come on student, what is that? 675 rupees was divided between 675 rupees. The amount we need to divide is 675. 675 rupees is divided between A, B and C. Tell me what is the condition. If we have to divide, we need to know the condition. If we know the condition, it is easy to divide. Let us see what is condition. If each of them had received 5 rupees less, if each of them had received 5 rupees less, 3 into 5, 15. If each of them had received 5 rupees less, then their shares would have been in the ratio 1:2:3. What man? Are you comfortable? No? Come again, come again, come again. Tell me what is the amount we need to discuss, we need to divide. We need to divide 675 between the people A, B and C. If we have to divide, we need to know the condition. Let me tell you what condition we are given. We are given that if each of them had received 5 rupees less, if each of them, 3 persons, no, 3 into 5, 15. If each of them had received 5 rupees less, then the balance is in the ratio 1:2:3. So, 660 rupees should be divided in the ratio 1:2:3. So, 1:2:3 ratio is supposed to be calculated on 660 rupees. You understand, my dear students? Tell me what is B's share? Now, here is the B share. B share is equal to 2 by 6 into 660. Tell me how much? 220. What man? How much B is getting? 220 rupees. In 675 or 660? In 660. How much, how many rupees we have deducted from B? Actually 5 rupees. Therefore, that 5 rupees should be added, and hence your answer is 225. To get the ratio, we have divided. So, finally, we have to add 5 rupees again. You did not get it right now. I understand that you are not able to get right. Probably one more question will definitely help you to get this topic clear. Get this question if you want to get it clear. We need to discuss one more question. Shall we go on? Come on, student. Now, we move on to next question. Question number 8. Now, I am giving you some time. 1 minute of time. Please, student, try yourself. Make it fast. Yeah, students, you are asking me to explain that question again. Instead of explaining the same question, I am giving you one more question. Same question, but there is a little change in number. You get more confidence. Come on, try yourself. I understand that you are not getting it right. No problem. You please try again. Again, you are asking me to explain this. Okay. Yes, students, I will be doing that. Now, please look at this question. Now, you get more confidence. Here is the question. 1074 rupees, 1074 rupees, 1074 rupees is divided among A, B, C, is divided among A, B, C such that if this, okay, we can divide. If we have to divide, we should know the ratio, but ratio is not given straight away. Some conditions are given. Tell me what condition is given. If their shares are diminished by 6 rupees, 8 rupees and 10 rupees respectively, if their shares are diminished by 6 rupees, 8 rupees and 10 rupees respectively, if 24 rupees is diminished from each one, then the ratio will be 4:5:6. Tell me, students. 4:5:6. Somebody are responding. Let me check how they are responding. Wonderful man. Yeah, very good. Someone are responding very well. But a little change is required, my dear students. Very small. You are almost close, but you need to make some changes. Come on, student. Let me tell you. What you are asked to find? You are asked to find the share of A. Therefore, A's share will be 5/15 into 1050. This cancels for 70 times, therefore 280. Very good. But 280 is not the final answer. Tell me, what is your final answer? Check. Let me check. Very good, man. Very good. Excellent. What you said is right. Excellent. 280 is not your final answer. How many rupees you deducted from A to get the ratio? 6 rupees. That 6 rupees you have to add to get to 86. I think now we are clear about. Yeah, students, every time if we discuss for one more time, you will be getting it right. But only thing, we should not confuse. Right? You got the point. Maybe one more question. I think, students, just look at the question. May I have your attention, students? Are you looking at the board? Come on, ready? Now, my question to you. In place of A, if I give you B, what would be your answer? Start. In place of A, if I give you B, what is your answer? Well done. No, student, I am actually visible, but I am checking out your answers are there. I am visible to you. I had the bright colored shirt also, man. Yeah? I think now it is clear to you. Now my question is, how much B is getting? Tell me, I just want to see any one of you are responding. I want to see at least very good, very good, very good, very good, very good, very good. Yeah. Okay, very good, very good. Now come again, come again. So 1074 is supposed to be divided between A, B and C. Condition, if A, from A you are reducing 6 rupees, from B 8 rupees, C 10 rupees. If 24 rupees is divided, reduced, the remaining 1050 should be divided in the ratio 4:5:6. Now my question is, how much B is getting? How much is B is getting? 5/15 into 1050. It cancels for 70 times. 5 into 70, 350. Let me check. Are you giving 350 or any different answers you are giving? That's very good, students. That's very good. That's very well done. Very well done. Very well done. 350 is not your final answer, because 350 is the amount from 1050. How many rupees you deducted? 8 rupees. Hence, that should be given back. Therefore, your answer is 358. I think we can go to the next model with confidence. Okay. Now come on, student. Now we move on to next question. Students, we discuss 9th question after some time. Now you please focus question number 10. 9th and 10th we will be discussing after some time. Now you focus on question number 11. Question number 11. Just look at that. Here is the question. Two numbers are in the ratio 12:13. If each number is increased by 2, the ratio becomes 13:14. What is the first number? Come on, student, how to answer this question, and how did you answer in your school exams? Should I tell you this? Come on. Probably because the numbers are in the ratio 12:13, first number was taken as 12x and second number was taken as 13x, right? The numbers are in the ratio 12:13. Numbers are not 12 and 13, they are in the ratio 12:13, right? What you did? If each number is increased by 2, if each number is increased by 2, isn't it? Then the ratio becomes 13:14. What, man? You remember this, my dear students? In your school exam, I believe that you discussed this question just like this. If I am not wrong, you have definitely handled this question like this only. Tell me. Cross multiplication. 14 into 12x plus 2, 13 into 13x plus 2. Come on, student. Cross multiplication. 14 into 12, 168x plus 28 is equal to 169x plus 26. Therefore, x is equal to 128, 169, that is x is equal to 2. Isn't it? Therefore, the numbers can be taken as 12 into 2 and 13 into 2, and hence your answer is 24 and 26. First number is 24, second number is 26. This is the method you might have adopted in your school exams. Am I clear to you, man? But in competitive exams, we will not be discussing this question like this. Then how we are going to discuss this question? In a very technical way, in a very refined way. Should I tell you that? Come on, student, just look at that. Tell me, students. Two numbers are in the ratio 12:13. Two numbers are in the ratio 12:13. What is the first number? Is it 12? Is it 12? No. 12 parts. It can be 12, 24, 36, 48, anything. What, man? The numbers are in the ratio 12:13. If each number is increased by 2, if each number is increased by 2, if each number is increased by 2, the ratio becomes 13:14. Done? What man? Actually the first number was how many parts? 12. What you did? You added 2. Then the number becomes 13 parts. How many parts it improves? 1 part. 12 becomes 13. The number increased by 1 part. 13 becomes 14. The number increased by 1 part. How many parts the number increases? It increases 1 part. Am I clear to you? By adding what number? By adding 2 number. Therefore, in this question every 1 part is 2. Tell me. Therefore, first number 12 into 2 24, second number 13 into 2 26. Very simple, you know. Every 1 part is 2. 12 into 2 24, 13 into 2 26. Forget about the school method. Now we are discussing logical method. You get the point. What man? Comfortable? I am very sure that some of you must ask me, repeat the question again. Yeah, I understand that. It's quite natural. Whenever the new questions are put to you, the response is obviously something like this. You please note down this question. Just like this. Note down this question just like this. Forget about the school method. Forget about the school method. Note down this. Right. Come on student, please stop sending messages, man. Stop sending messages. Yeah. Please stop sending messages. Ready? Do not send any message. Okay students, what is your question? First number is 24, second number is 26. So 24 should be your answer. Wait. Stay there. Look at the board. Look at the board students. Right. In place of 2, if I give you 6, what is going to be your answer? Start. Come on. Yeah, wonderful. Very good student. Yeah, I got it right. Congratulations, you did very well. Tell me. Actually the numbers were in the ratio 12:13. When each number is increased by 6, the ratio becomes 13:14. The ratio becomes 13:14. You get it? What happened, man? The first number, which was 12 parts, becomes 13 parts, increased by 1 part. Second number 13 parts increased by 14 parts, increased by 1 part. Each number is increased by 1 part by adding 6. Therefore, in this question every 1 part is 6. In this question every 1 part is 6. What you are asked to find? I am asking to find the first number, you know. Therefore, first number is 12 into 6, that is equal to 72. Okay, man? Okay or not okay? Tell me. I think yes, okay. 72. Many of you put your answer 72. Congratulations, which mean that you are following the topic terrifically. Therefore, you better answer the next question. Are you ready? Come on, students. Now, please. Here is the question. Now, question number 12. Quick! What you are waiting for? Quick! Come on. I am checking your answers, my dear students. I did not go anywhere. I am checking your answer. Yeah. Okay. Come on, student. Come on. What is your answer? Let me check, because I have to get the response from your side. Oh, two numbers are in the ratio 6:7. 6:7 is the ratio of the numbers. They are not the numbers. They are ratio. First number is 6 parts. 7 number is 7 parts. Second number. Right. When each number is increased by 10. If each number is increased by 10, the ratio becomes 8 is to 9. The ratio becomes 8 is to 9. Tell me, some of you are responding for sure. Wonderful, 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 wonderful. I appreciate. Well done, students. Tell me what how the things are changing. First number, which was 6 parts, becomes 8 parts, increased by 2 parts. Second number, 7 becomes 9, increased by 2 parts. By adding what number? 10. Therefore, 10, because of 10, each number increases by 2 parts. Therefore, every one part is 5. I think you understand this. Every one part is 5. Because of 10, each number increases by 2 parts. Therefore, every one part is 5. So, what about the numbers? 6 into 5, 30, 7 into 5, 35. Because every one part is 5, man. Am I clear? What, man? You want me to explain this question again, no? No. I am not going to explain this again. I am going to give the question in a different direction. We need to discuss every question in a different direction. We will be in the perfection. Ready? Come on. Come on, student. Here is your task. Right? Let me have some change. In place of 10, if I give you 12, then what will be your answer? Start. Come on, student. Yeah. I need to check what you are putting. I did not go anywhere, my students. I am just checking your options because I have to get your answers. I want to make sure that you are able to follow the topic right. Well done. Wonderful. Congratulations. You did very well, my dear students. I appreciate that. Come on, look at that. Two numbers are in the ratio 6 is to 7. When 12 is added to each, the ratio becomes 8 is to 9. Well done. Very good. Come on, student. 6 becomes 8, 7 becomes 9. Each number increases by 2 parts. By adding 12. Therefore, 12 increases 2 parts. Every one part is 6. I think you understand. Therefore, first number 6 into 6, 36. Second number 4 into 6, 7 into 6, 42. 36 and 72. I hope you understand, my dear students. Maybe one more question will help you to understand this question right. And after that, I will be moving on to the next one. Come on, student. One more question. By this time, you get even more clarity. Come on, look at that. Look at this. Come on, student, be attentive. Ready? I want to give 12 here. Here I am just changing some ratio, 9 is to 10. I did make 2 changes. Come on, you are waiting. Come on, man, come on. Go ahead. I did make 2 changes. Go ahead. Yeah. Okay. I did make 2 changes. If I make 2 changes, then what is going to be your answer? Okay, wonderful, man. I really appreciate you. Some of you are following very well. Question number, the numbers are in the ratio 6 is to 7. If each number is increased by 12, the ratio will be 9 is to 10. Okay. What happened, you know? The first number, which was the 6 parts, become 9 parts. How many parts it improves? 3 parts. Second number also improved by 3 parts by adding 12. Therefore, 12 is helping you to improve 3 parts, which means to say that every one part is 4. Therefore, first number 6 into 4, 24. Second number 7 into 4, 28. 24 and 28. Wonderful, student. Many of you gave me the very good answers. I hope that now this model is okay to you. Now we can move on to next model. Next question. Question number 13. Start. Come on, start. The students in 3 classes are in the ratio 2:3:5. What is the problem, my dear students? The students in 3 classes are in the ratio 2:3:5. If 20 students are added in each class, if 20 students are added in each class, if 20 students are added in each class, the ratio becomes 4:5:7. Come on, come on, man, come on, man. 2 parts becomes 4 parts, 3 becomes 5, 5 becomes 7. In each class, the strength increases by 2 parts. You understand what word I am using? 2 parts by adding 20. Hence every 1 part is going to be 10. If every number is going to increase by 2 parts by adding 20, every one number is going to be 10. Therefore, first class 2 into 10 20, second class 3 into 10 30, third class 5 into 10 50, 20, 30, 50. The strength before the increase was 100. Student, I think now you are very comfortable with this. As the previous question was so clearly, you are able to answer it clearly. I believe that now you are very comfortable now. Am I clear, my dear students? So, I think we better answer one more question to get more clarity. Maybe this time you get it more clear. Well done. Here is the question. Come on, start. I am just making 2 changes. I want to make 2 changes, and basing on that, let me see how you are able to respond. Here is the one. In place of 20, I want to give you 40. Find the total number of students after the increase. Come on, student. Tell me, if I made 2 changes like that, what is going to be your answer? Quick! I am asking you total students. I am asking you to find the total number of students. You are giving me individual class. No, total number of students. I am asking you to give me total number of students. Yeah. You are doing well. You are doing well. I appreciate. Come on. Come on, students. Well done. Students are in the ratio 2:3:5. The students in 3 classes are in the ratio 2:3:5. If 40 students are increased in each class, if 40 students are increased in each class, if 40 students are increased in each class, then the ratio becomes 4:5:7. What, man? What, man? Some of you are responding. Some of you are responding. No, students, what I am asking you is to get me the number after increase, Okay. Come on, student, now just listen, man. Every number increased by 2 parts. 2 becomes 4, 3 becomes 5, 5 becomes 7 by adding 40. Therefore, if that is the case, every 1 part is going to be 20. Did you get it? Have you seen, my dear students, I did make 2 changes. You have to understand that. I did make 2 changes. Did you get it right, man? If you are getting it right, why you are giving me your answer 200? Okay, right. Now please concentrate. My question is after the increase. This is after increase. Come on, man. This is after increase. 4 parts, every 1 part is 24 parts, 4 into 20, 5 into 20, 7 into 20. 4 into 20, 5 into 20, 7 into 20. So, this is 220 plus this. Therefore, your answer should be 300. 180 and 220. I think you understand, sir. 240, 320. Your answer must be 320. What, man? Getting it right? 80 plus 100 plus 140. I think there is no confusion. Let me see how many of you are giving the correct answer. Well done, very well done, very well done. Now you are online. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Now with this confidence, I think we can move on to the next question with more confidence. Come on, student. Yeah, here is next question. Question number 14. Two numbers are in the ratio. 1:2. Two numbers are in the ratio 1:2. If each number is increased by 15, the ratio becomes 3:5. This is a beautiful question, you know. First number increases by 2 parts. Second number increase, the increase is not similar. Come on, student. Let me give you some beautiful logic in this question. Let me tell you. Can we take 1:2 as a 2:4, man? Can we write 1:2 like 2:4? We can, no? A ratio can be multiplied by a same number, doesn't make any difference. You understand that? Right. Tell me, how much you increase each part? Each part is increased by 15. When each number is increased by 15, the ratio becomes 3:5. Is it fair? Is this fair? Can you tell me why did we make the change? Just look at this. Look at this. First number. The first number which was in 2 parts becomes 3 parts, increased by 1 part. Next number also increases by 1 part by adding 15. In this question, every 1 part is 15. What is the first number? 2 into 15, that is 30. 2 becomes 3. 4 becomes 5. Every number increases by 1 part. By adding 15, every 1 part is 15. What, man? I hope you understand what is my point. Let me see your comment. Any comments? I think everything is fine. Yeah, you are giving 320, no? That's okay, fine, students. You can stop there. Now you please stop. I think we discuss one more question of the same model to get more clarity. What do you think? Shall we discuss one more question? Come on. Note down the question. Now we move on to next question. Come on, student. Do it. Question number 15. Now it is your turn. Start. It is your turn, my dear students. I am waiting for your answer. Are we clear with this? Tell me. Two numbers are in the ratio 4:9. Two numbers are in the ratio 4:9. Okay. 4:9. Changes to 1:2 if each number is increased by 10. When each number is increased by 10, the ratio becomes 1:2. Surprisingly, ratio must increase. But it is very unlikely that the ratio never seems to be increasing. In fact, it is decreasing. We do one thing, my dear students. We keep 4:9 without any changes. We can do one thing. This 1:2 can be taken as 5:10. Am I clear to you, my dear students? Can I take 1:2, 5:10? 1 part for me, 2 parts for you? 5 rupees, 10 rupees. It is the same? No. Ratio is absolutely similar. That doesn't make any difference. Come on, student. First number, which was 4 parts, becomes 5 parts, increased by 1 part. 9 becomes 10, increased by 1 part by adding 10. Hence, in this question, every 1 part is 10. You are asking me to find the second number. 9 into 10, 90. 9 into 10, 90. Students, am I clear to you, man? Am I clear to you? I hope I am very clear to you. I believe that it is going very fine. Maybe one more question will, I think, note down the question first. You note down this question first. First of all, you have to note down, and let me ask you one more question. Maybe you get more clarity this time. Come on, student. I just want to make some changes. Let us see how you are responding. Let us see how you are responding. In place of 1:2, just I want to make 2 changes, my dear students. I want to make 2 changes. The change number 1. In place of 4:9, sorry students, time is up. Students, okay, now we take a break now. So, it is already late. So, we take a break, and after coming back, we will be discussing direction and distance. We need to discuss the particular question. If you do not discuss at least 50% of the questions, I think you are not getting confidence. So, we stop here, and today you are going to take a test on ratio proportion, because this is going to be very first test. Do not confuse, give your 100%, try your level best. We will be discussing the same tomorrow. So, tomorrow we try to conclude the topic ratio proportion with all details. So, we take a break for now. Yes, students. So, we will be discussing direction and distance. Probably you might have handled this topic without any much confusion, but maybe there are some changes from very small questions from your side, I believe that. Please do not send message, my dear students. If I do not ask you, please do not send, because I could not read all your messages, I am just missing important messages, whatsoever. Yes, students, okay. Now, here we are discussing direction and distance. Just look at the question. Please note down look at the question first, then after that we will be discussing. Here is the one. A river flows west to east. A river flows west to east. Here is the question. Students, as far as our directions are concerned, you know that very well. This is going to be north, and this is going to be south, and this is east as well as this west. You know that very well, isn't it? Now, basing on that, we will be handling this question. Just look at that. A river flows west to east in the sense like this. West to east in the sense a river is flowing like this. Look at that. And on the way turns left and goes in semi-circle around in a hillock. Left over there, left is over there. Just look at that. Left semi-circle, almost semi-circle. And then left again in the sense, left is here. The river which is moving, actually, left is going to be like this. So, finally, it is moving in east direction. Finally, it is moving in east direction. The problem you might have faced in this kind of question is, hello sir, where can I add these direction and distance questions? Okay, students, you are asking me where I can add this direction and distance questions. Yeah. Please, one thing I just want to tell you that we are all discussing in target portal. We have a portal, target portal. Once the topic is completed, you can go to the portal, and in portal you will be having questions on all topics. Of course, direction distance. When you click direction distance, so the questions will appear basing on the standard. You can do the practice. Every time you get 20 questions with some time. So, You can practice 20 questions and check whether you are doing it right or wrong. Every material we are discussing, you have in your target portal, the portal where you are actually logged on. All this logging is happening in part of a portal, that is what we call is a target portal, that is exclusively designed by our Aditya staff. That is only meant for our students, not for others. You understand that? Some of you are asking where we can get this material. So, I think now I could able to explain you. Direction, distance, material, every material, not only this material, every material you can get from target portal. The portal is target portal. That is our official website, our own portal. You can get the material from there. If you are not getting, then I have to check with my technical persons, but every material it is available there, it is. Sir, today how to attend? Okay. Yeah. So, if there is any technical issue, you need to talk to them only, my dear students. So, my concern is only to give you the best class. So, for any technical issue, I will talk to them and I just clarify your doubts. Okay, students, now this one is clear to you. Now, question number 2. I think there is nothing I can tell you. I think it is very simple. You can easily handle this question. Question number 3. Very simple, student. I do not want to waste your time. Question number 4. Here, just look at this. Question number 4. Here is the question. A person starts from a point P. A person starts from a point P, runs 10 kilometers north, takes a right turn and walks 15 kilometers, Now, he runs 6 kilometers after taking a left turn, left in the sense over there. So, here is P. From starting point P, he runs 10 kilometers in north direction. He takes right and turns 15 kilometers. He now runs 6 kilometers taking a left turn. He moves 6 kilometers. He finally takes a left turn and runs 15. Left means here it is. 15 means parallel. This is. Now the question, how far? This is 6, my dear students. 10 plus 6 is 16 kilometer away from the point P. I think I can go ahead. Students, did you get it, man? So, similar one, you can easily get it one. Students, when it comes to question number 6, just look at that. Here is the question number 6. A walks 10 kilometers towards the north, and from there 6 kilometers towards the south, which means he is 4 kilometers away from the starting point. Look at this, 10 kilometers north, 6 kilometers south, north and south. So, he is 4 kilometers away from the starting point. Then he walks 3 kilometers east. This is 3. Now, how far he is from the starting point? This you need to find. This one. This is the direction. So, this one we can do it like this. Square root of 4 square plus 3 square. Square root of 16 plus 9. Square root of 25. Your answer is 5 kilometers. Okay. I just want to explain you once again. Just look at that. How? First, he turns 10 kilometers north, and from there 6 kilometers south. Again he is getting back, which means he is only 4 kilometers away from the starting point. You understand that? Please note. Students, I think there is no confusion, man. Question number 7, you can handle this. Question number 8 is once again very simple, doesn't make any sense to explain this. Question number 10, question number 9 and question number 10. Students, just look at this, question number 10. Students, the important point as far as the directions are concerned, I am telling you once again. So, the convenient way of directions is something like this: north, south, east, and west, which I mean to say that if you identify east, anti-clockwise direction of east, you will be getting north. What do you think? From east, anti-clockwise direction north, right? Come on student, now here is the question. Now in a clock, here we have a clock, and it is not a digital clock, you know that, 12, 3, 6, and now tell me what is the time now? The time is 12:45, the time is 12:45. 12:45 means 12:45, minute hand should be on 9, our hand should be, come on student, 12:45, it is more than 12, which means it is somewhere between 12 and 1. 12:95, okay, I think you understand. The minute hand is pointing east, it is given that it is pointing east. If it is east, it should be west. 90 degrees anti-clockwise of east, you will be getting north, and this is going to be south. And hence, our hand which lies between is said to be southwest. I think there is no confusion, my dear students. So far, I think I am very clear to you. Probably there is no confusion from your side, everything is under control. Student, okay? Shall I go to the next questions, please? I do not want to waste your time where there is no much confusion. You can handle the questions of your own. If there is any confusion, only you need to have the, yeah. Now just look at that. Student required to have the help of the teacher when there is a confusion. When everything is fine, you can have your own method. Question number 11. Here is the same question, my dear students, we already discussed. So let me complete this question and let us move to the next one. Now here is the wall clock. This is 12, 3, 6 and 9. Tell me what is the time now? As per the information, it is 4:30. 4:30 means minute hand is absolutely on 6 and our hand is somewhere between 4 and 5. This is 4:30. What do you think? Its time is 4:30. The minute hand is pointing east. If it is pointing east, it will be west. 90 degrees of east, you will be getting north, and hence this is going to be south. And hence our hand is between north and east. Your answer is northeast. I hope I am clear to you, my dear students. So far there is no confusion. All the questions are within your limit. So I think I can go ahead without having much confusion. Come on students. Move on to next question. Question number 12. Come on student, question number 12. Here is the question. What you are given? A, B, C, D are playing a game of caroms. A, C and B, D are partners. D is to the right of C. D is to the right of C. Here is C. What is right of C? I think you understand. Just imagine if C is here, it will be right here. So D is right of C. I think you understand. If you put C, it will be D. Oh, but actually C who is facing west? C is facing west. If that is the case, we should not take like this. Then how we take? C must be taken here because he is facing west and D is over here because right of C there is D. So tell me who are the partners? AC are partners, therefore AC are partners and B, D are partners. Tell me students. Then B is facing, where B is facing? North. He is in south, but he is facing north. Therefore, your answer is north. Student, if you want to face east, you should be in west. If you want to face west, you should be in east. We are South Indians, you know. We are South Indians, you know. If we have to go to Delhi, where we go? We go to north. So, we are facing to north because we are South Indians. You understand, my dear students? That is the point. Tell me, what is the logic in the question? What is the logic in the question? The logic in the question is, see who is facing west. If you want to face west, you must be in east. And right side of C you have D. Okay? Come. Who are the partners? A and C are partners. Therefore, A and C should be like this. B and D are partners. They should be like this. Therefore, B is facing north. I think you understand. B is facing north. Students, am I clear to you, man? Explain again. What question, man? 10th question, huh? Okay, okay. You want me to explain question number 10 again? Okay, okay, okay. Right. Students, so someone is asking me to explain question number 10 again. Yes, students, here is the question. In question number 10, just look at that. Here the time is 12:45, 12, 6, 3, 9, 1, 2, 4, 5. You know that this is the clock. Tell me, students, what is the time? Time is 12:45. Time is 12:45. 12:45 in the sense 12:45. Minute hand should be on 9:45. 12:45. Our hand should be between 12 and 1. Not exactly on 1. Of course, not on 5. When minute hand is given east, this is west. Am I clear? That is what is given, man. Minute hand is facing east, pointing east. So, anti-clockwise direction of east is north. Therefore, this is south. If that is east, anti-clockwise of east is north. You understand the directions how to put? Wake up early in the morning, you will be able to see east. If you find east, west is obvious. Anti-clockwise of east is north. Anti-clock. Obviously, that is south. Okay, student. So, we are clear. Question number 13, 11 is done, 12 is just we discuss. 13 is very simple, man. I don't want to waste your time. Question number 14. Again, very simple, very simple. Question number 15. Oh, okay, okay. In which direction I start with? The question is actually in which direction I start with. Whenever there is any confusion, man, take some direction as per your wish. Shall we take east? Okay, you take east. After walking 16 kilometers, it is only given after walking 16 kilometers. Never mentioned in what direction. For my convenience, I took east. Check what happens. Check what happens. Start. I turned left and covered a distance of 10 kilometers. Then turned left and covered a distance of 20 kilometers. In the end, I was moving towards south. Oh. If you start east, you end up moving in west, opposite direction. Right. If you end up in south, you might have started your journey in north. Probably this question is going to be correct if you take your direction north. Now you take north, start. After walking 16 kilometers, I turned left and walked 6 kilometers, 10 kilometers. After that, turning left and going in this direction, this he gave south, therefore he has started off north. This is one way of doing this question. But we can discuss this question in different direction also. How? How many turns? A turn left again left and left. Remember students, if person turns 2 times same direction, if a person turns 2 times in same direction, what do you know? You know that he will be in opposite direction of the start. He will be in opposite direction of the start. You understand? Where he was facing? He was facing south. Therefore, how did he start? He started in north. So, when if a person turns 2 times left, we can simply take like this. I hope you understand, my dear students. Okay? Student, I am sorry I could not read all your messages, because one time somehow I have to take my class. It's not possible for me to read all the messages. Please post if the message is so important, or else you please wait my order to post anything. Otherwise, I may not be able to read. You feel that I am not reading because my time is very limited. You please understand that. Come on, student. We will be moving on to the next question. Question number 16. You can do this, man. Similar one as like the previous one. Question number 17. Similar one. Question number 18. Okay. Let me tell you. Question number 18. Read the question, student. Agarwal started from his house walking 5 kilometers towards east. Let this be his house. Started 5 kilometers towards east. Then turn towards northeast. What is northeast, man? This is north and this is east. Northeast means this, and covers 6 kilometers. Then turns east, covers 5 kilometers, and at last turns right and covers 6 kilometers. In which direction he is going now? Student, read the question seriously. Agarwal starting from his house walking 5 kilometers towards east. This is east. Then turns towards northeast and covers 6 kilometers. Northeast in the sense like this. I think you understand what is my point. So, this is going to be northeast. You understand? This is 6 kilometers. North, 1 minute. Come on, student. This is 5 kilometers and then northeast. This is north, this is east, northeast. This is going to be northeast, that is 6 kilometers. Then turns east and covers 5 kilometers. Then turns east and covers 5 kilometers. Then turns right and covers 6 kilometers. Right. So, tell me in which direction he is walking now? He is walking in south direction. Maybe a small correction, small mistake, a small confusion if a student is having, maybe he is having like this. Tell me where he is having. Point number 1. First he goes 5 kilometers towards east. This is 5 kilometers. Then turns towards northeast. You know what is northeast? This is north, that is east. Northeast. Tell me how many kilometers? 6 kilometers. And then east. He turns 5 kilometers. And finally turns right. Right means like this. This is right. Therefore, finally he is moving to south. Student, I think I am clear. Because the topic is so simple, I am not wasting your time. I am going at a quick pace. Otherwise, I may not be able to complete all the questions. Yeah, question number 19. Here is the question. Read the question seriously, my dear students. Ajay, looking for his father, he went 90 meters in east before turning to his right. Just look at that. 90 meters east before turning his right. He went 20 meters before turning his right again to look for his father at the uncle's place. He went 90 meters in east before turning to his right. Then he went 20 meters before turning his right. to look for his father. Students, tell me how many times he turns? He went 90 meters in east before turning to his right. Starting straight 90 meters east, turning to his right. He went 20 meters before turning right again. Again he is turning right to look for his father at his uncle's place 30 meters from this point. So from here, right 30 meters, what you find? You find uncle's house. Okay? Uncle, but his father is not there. From here he went 100 meters to the north, 100 meters north, 100 meters north. You see, this is 20 plus 80, 100 meters north. Before meeting his father in a street. So he find his father over here. How far with the child met his father for the starting point? You are asking from this point. Wait student, let me come again. What is this starting point? Tell me. He went 90 meters. Let me take the scale properly for your understanding. 90 meters. Turns right. How many meters? 20 meters. Again turns right and 30 meters. There you have his uncle's house. What is this? This is his uncle's house. Uncle house, that is his uncle house. From there, he turns right and goes how many meters? 100 meters. 100 means 20 plus 80. You understand, man? Come on. Because this is 30, this is also 30. Actually, this is total 90. 30 if you subtract, you will be having 60. What you are asked to find? From this starting, how far he is from this starting, this direction you require. 60, 80, right angle triangle, square root of 60 square plus 80 square. That is 3600, 6400, 10,000. Therefore, your answer is 100 meters. Okay, man? Your answer is 100 meters. I think there is no confusion. Yesterday paper? Yesterday, is there any test, man? I think, okay. Yesterday also there is a test. Okay, I will check it out. Student, because the time is so limited, I have to make sure that I have to complete the syllabus and I have to explain the questions. Please understand. But still, we are trying our level best to complete many questions. Yes, students, this kind of questions we can easily handle. But before handling, we must see that how to start. Akshay Khanna is east of Bhanupriya and west of Chandram. Hansika is southwest of Chandram. Bhanupriya is southeast of Xavier. So this is what actually you are given. Where we can start? We can start from anywhere. You can start from Akshay Khanna. You can start from Akshay Khanna. Akshay Khanna is east of Bhanupriya. Akshay Khanna is east of Bhanupriya and west of Chandram. Akshay Khanna, east of Bhanupriya, west of Chandram. Hansika is southwest of Chandram, southwest. This is southwest. I think you understand. Hansika is southwest of Chandram. You understand? Southwest of Chandram. Bhanupriya is southeast of Xavier. Bhanupriya is southeast. Southeast, man. South and east. Bhanupriya is southeast of Xavier. Then who is the farthest west? Yeah, students. First of all, you must understand that what is the meaning of a farthest west. Let me tell you. Before we answer this question, let me tell you what is the meaning of a farthest west. The word is farthest west. Come on, students. If you take Indian map, let me consider, if you want to take some Indian map, come on student, if you want to go north, it will be something like this. First what you get? First you get Jhansi going in north direction. After some distance you get Agra. Tell me students, first you get a city called Jhansi Rudramadevi. After that you get Agra after some time. And after that you get Delhi. and if you move further, you get to Srinagar. All these are in north side only, but Srinagar we call it as farthest north. I mean northmost, farthest. All these are in north direction only, but Srinagar is going to be the last city in India, and hence we can call it as a farthest north. You understand? When you come down to south, Chennai, after Chennai, you will be getting Kanyakumari. Kanyakumari is going to be farthest south. All these are in south only, but that is the point we have in south. That is what we call farthest south. You want me to explain you once again? So, student, this is west, you know. So, A is here, B is here, C and D. All these are in west only. You tell me what is the farthest west? D is in farthest west. Now, you are clear now? I think now you can handle this question. Sorry student, time is up. Fortunately, we could able to discuss only question number 20. You please try the remaining questions, and when the time permits, we discuss the remaining questions also. Okay? Now, we take it. So, today we are going to conclude, the time is all up, and tomorrow we complete a ratio proportion. Today you are going to take the test of ratio proportion, but do not confuse, the syllabus is, the topic is actually we are in the middle of the topic. So, you may not be able to answer all the questions. Choose convenient questions and leave the questions where you find little difficult. You need not answer all the 60 questions, it is not possible. Okay? Thank you students. So, we will be meeting tomorrow.